Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk, and we're very concerned about a rising number of power outages in Northeast Ohio right now. We're looking mainly at First Energy, and that includes obviously Ohio Edison, Toledo Edison, and the illuminating company. I want to show you the live map, and obviously the reason for concern is the extremely high temperatures out there today. Anytime you are approaching a feels like of 100 degrees or more and you have power outages, we have started looking into this. So what we can tell you is there does seem to be this area of Lakewood and on the edge of Cleveland. You see all these different boxes here. And the good news is that some of these are going to be restored within the next hour. We can click on different outages, different areas, and here's, for example, nearly 1,500 customers expected to get their power on by 2 this afternoon. I can tell you we've reached out to First Energy, and when it comes to the Lakewood situation, and in fact in all of these outages, and we're going to cover some more of those in just a second, I have heard from First Energy, from the spokespeople at First Energy, that this is not heat related. In the 3 major areas where we're seeing outages, there are specific reasons. For example, in Lakewood, we are told that it's due to a broken pole that is near a substation. Crews are working quickly and safely as possible to get the pole replaced and customers back up and running. Again, that is in regards to this very large area of Lakewood. It's kind of the Birdtown neighborhood, if you know where that is, and you see all these different variations. Obviously, the darker the colored box, the more that are out. Here's an area near Cam's Corner. Another 500 out. They're expected to get power back by 4 this afternoon, and then another 549 a little bit south of Cam's Corner, also estimated at 4 this afternoon, as is this area of West Park. So the good news for those that maybe you're watching on your cell phone in the northern part of Lakewood, it looks like your power is expected by 2 or 3 this afternoon. We're seeing a bunch of different times being listed here. But again, this is because of a pole that was broken near a substation, and they are working on that. Now let's get to another area of concern. You can see over here an even bigger area when we get to Oakwood, Bedford Heights. Solen has this large area now. Here is 6,700 customers without power right now, expected to come back on at 3:30. That is that outage. We can come over here just to the Bedford Heights, another 4,600, really 4,700 customers without power, and they're looking at 3:30. When it comes to this situation in Solen, we are told again by First Energy that this is not heat related. They're actually telling us that the power here has been restored already, and that again, not heat related, but the fact that it's still showing up. This map does refresh about every 15 minutes. Just go ahead and do that right here. It does appear that these are still an outage, still an issue. The other major area for concern is down here in the Akron area. Look at this stretch of customers without power, without air conditioning. You've got another couple of thousand when we're in this area, and again, the time estimates are really between 2:30 and 4 o'clock. We can get a little bit further down. Here's in the Kenmore neighborhood, another 900 out there. A little bit bigger of an area just off of Worcester Road. This is looking more like a 4 o'clock situation for getting power back there. And again, I'll give you the reason from what we are being told by First Energy. These outages in Barberton and then stretching all the way back up into Akron. What we're being told by First Energy is that the Akron outages are due to an emergency equipment repair that is currently being performed. But again, I want to be clear from what First Energy is telling us, none of these outages are due to the system being stressed because people are using air conditioning because it's so hot. They claim these outages are not, I want to repeat, not heat related, but for the people who, and thousands, we can look at just in the last, I've been watching this number for about the last hour. If you look on the left side of your screen, total customers out, you're looking at just under 45,000. About a half hour ago, this was at 10,000, then it jumped to 15,000, then quickly jumped to 30,000. And then another 10,000 have gone out in the last 20 minutes, I would say, when it jumped as high as 46,000. But again, you can see there the blue dots are tiny outages. The blue dots are fewer than 20 in an area, but the real areas for concern here are the Birdtown neighborhood in Lakewood, and then as it stretches down to Cam's Corner, and then just barely into the Lindale and Bel Air Puritas area. That is the first area we're keeping our eye on. The second is over here in Bedford Heights, Bentleyville, Solen, Reminderville, Glen Willow, Oakwood. We can see these outages, and we're talking quite a few, expected to be back on by 3:30, even though First Energy has told me their power is back on. That's not what their interactive live website shows, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then another bigger outage when we get down into Akron, the west side of Akron, and then all the way down into the Barberton area and even south of that. We can look at some of the estimated times here, 3:30 for these 2300, maybe 4 o'clock in some of the northwest parts of Akron. When we come down here to the Barberton area, looking at 4 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock when we get even further south of Barberton. And so one of the reasons we're bringing you these numbers is you may know somebody who lives in that area. This is the time to check on them. Those 3 areas that we have highlighted, whether it's the Birdtown, Lakewood, Cleveland area, whether it's in Solen or down south in Akron, Barberton, get on the phone to somebody that may be impacted, see if they have power, start to check on them. Even though First Energy is saying that the power may be back on by 4 o'clock in some of those areas, that's 2 hours of sitting in what can be some sweltering conditions. So that's what we're trying to prevent here, that anybody gets themselves in real danger because of how hot it is out there right now. We do have a first alert weather day in place for today and for tomorrow. That's how hot it's going to be. So at 2:15, we'll make sure we get you an update here on our digital platforms on the latest weather conditions. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the power situation all throughout Northeast Ohio. Otherwise, make sure you tune in at 3 o'clock when we start 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.